And as COVID cases are continuing to show a downward trend, restrictions are being lifted in several parts of the country, in the national capital, Delhi too. The Delhi Disaster Management Authority issued a notification on Sunday which now says that all restaurants will be open with 50% seating from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Bars and lounges will be open at 50% capacity from noon to 10 p.m. In this phase of unlock, parks, gardens, golf clubs will also reopen. Schools, colleges, other educational institutions will continue to remain shut. Gyms, theatres, swimming pools, stadiums are also shut. Social, religious and political gatherings still remain prohibited. Now, in this latest phase of unlock, let's break down for you what's allowed and what's not. So now the government has notified that bars and lounges are allowed to function. There's a certain time only, 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. is when they're allowed to function. After that, they will have to shut down. Markets and malls are open. This is from the previous phase of unlock. They're open from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. So the timings have changed there. As far as restaurants are concerned, they are allowed to ensure dine-in as well, but only from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. And again, it'll have to be only with 50% seating to ensure social distancing is maintained. Weddings at home is allowed. So you cannot have weddings at any of these auditoriums or at a hall. 20 guests are allowed at home for weddings. So nothing changes on that front. Now, metros, buses are all plying currently at 50% capacity. This was in the previous stage of unlock. That nothing has changed. 50% capacity is still very much the norm. What about autos and taxis? As far as public transport goes, it's all being allowed. It was allowed in the previous phase of unlock. 2 passengers, however, besides the driver, can be seated in autos and taxis. Private offices allowed to function with 50% capacity to ensure that too many people don't gather in a closed environment. Parks and gardens, importantly in this phase, have been allowed to open up. So people will be allowed to go out, spend time at parks and gardens as well. Now, besides that, let's break down for you what at this point is not allowed, where there's a no change as far as the government's decision is concerned. So schools and colleges, all educational institutions are still shut. They're not opening in this phase of unlock. Social, political, any gathering, sports, religious, none of that is allowed at this point. Swimming pools are still closed. Stadiums are still closed because these are areas where people gather in large numbers. Entertainment parks, water parks are not allowed this summer in the national capital. Movie theatres and multiplexes are closed. Malls may be open, but you'll find that your theatre halls are still closed. Banquet halls and auditoriums are closed, which is why the government has also said that weddings, etc., will have to be held at home with 20 guests. Spas, gyms, yoga centres at this point remain shut. We'll have to see if in the next stages of unlock they do open up.